This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brooks Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brooks Bloom's three-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey, where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.
This podcast is presented by Tab. Best time in sport with the best app in sport.
Good morning, everyone. And I say good morning because we're filming Wednesday morning, which is exciting for us because it means we've got the whole day ahead of us. But welcome back to another episode of the Ads and Dunks podcast. As always, my name's Adam. With me is my best friend, Joshy. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks, mate. It is a bit weird, again, doing it on a Wednesday morning, but had the Firebirds best and fairest last night, so I couldn't do the podcast, and I'm sure Braydo's real pissed off about that because he's got to cram all this in today and try and get it to us this arvo.
Brado's becoming that big of a man. He's got people working for him now. So the great Harrow has been doing some work for him. So Brado can just pop off halfway through the podcast and get Harrow to do the rest of the dirty work. So no stress off his back. How's your week been? How was the BNF last night?
Yeah, it was good last night. Ruby Bakewell Doran won the best and fairest, which was a good night. And I mean, I ducked off pretty quickly because I didn't have a lot of food there, mate. So I didn't eat until about 8:30, and I was starving. So I just went home, left the girls there, and got some GYG on the way home, actually. So it was a good night. But other than that, the week was pretty stock standard. Obviously, went down to Melbourne to play against the Pies, which we'll go into later. But other than that, mate, just a bit of R&R and recovering and getting ready for the game. So it's been good fun. Played golf Monday with Logan Morris and Luke Lloyd, which was a bit of fun too, out at Ashgrove, which I'll take you to when you come up here. You got to bring your sticks.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a good week, mate. Nice to obviously get the win and enjoy some time off as well. What about yourself?
Yeah, no, firstly, I did see you playing a bit of golf with Logs. It certainly brought him back to reality after his dominant display on whatever night it was. That video you put up of him was quite funny. I laughed at his because he re-shouted it and I laughed at it because it was very funny. But no, yeah, my week, pretty stock standard for me. I feel like when you're not playing, it stays kind of the same, but I am progressing really well. I know the club released something yesterday saying that if I can get through some match simulation training this Saturday, then I'm ticking all the right boxes and hopefully there's a game just around the corner. So, yeah, feeling really good within myself. I feel like this time round we've done a few things different and I'm certainly feeling really good and back to how I normally should be feeling. So it's good. It's exciting. The boys are, they're the ones keeping me motivated because they're keeping the season alive for us and playing some really good footy. So that's exciting from that part. And my 17s boys, it's been a really exciting couple of weeks for us. We've had the last two games of the year, and we basically had to win both games to qualify for finals, and we did that. And both games were both heart stoppers. If I want to tell the truth, because as passionate as I am, I ride every bit of emotion throughout the game. So I reckon the parents and all the coaches there can see that when they see me on the boundary line. But yeah, we've had two really good wins, and now our finals start this week. So top four is the finals placings, and then we finished third. So we obviously, if we can win this week in the prelim, and then if we win the prelim in the granny, but it's been that's probably been the most exciting thing about the week.
So you narrowly beat the team that you're going to play in this first final. Was that this week just gone?
Yeah, so South Belgrave, who are a good side, we beat them last week. So not the week just gone. And they're a very good side. We beat them at home. It was it was one of the most emotional games I've been a part of because, there was just some things that I'm not going to say on the podcast because I ain't throwing anyone under the bus. But, I was getting quite emotional throughout the game, as all coaches were. And we were just fortunate that the boys were able to play really well towards the end and win the game. So it's good. It's really good because there's certainly a bit of a rivalry between all the sides. I think the top four sides in our under-17 comp, they've all had really great games. So South Belgrave are going to want to beat us and we're going to want to beat them. So we got training tonight. So I've seen a bit of how they play, which is exciting. So I'll do some drills with the boys where it can help them hopefully combat how they play. And hopefully this time next week, I'm talking to you about a preliminary final.
Geez, that'd be nice. Well, all the best, mate, from all of us here at the all the fans. I'm guessing too, but from myself and everyone up in Brizzy. All the best this week. Hopefully, you get the win and you move on.
Yeah, I hope so, mate. Thank you. It's the support for the 17s boys has been awesome. The amount of messages that I've got, and people have rocked up and been at a game and said, you know, we listened to it on the podcast. I had a couple of the South Croydon boys who we played on the weekend. When we're shaking hands, because we shake all the players' hands, a lot of them come up and said we love the podcast and listening to you talk about it. So it's really cool. Could be something that's going forward when we're doing 17s, 18s coaching. If I do, trying to get more kids involved in the podcast would be really exciting. But no, I appreciate it, mate. Anything else about your week before we get into our regular potty?
Nothing, mate, other than if you're around the area, make sure you get down and watch your boys play.
Yeah, please do. I think the game's in Blackburn. It's like it's a communal oval they play the finals at, so to be good. We'll get into our Brooks Bloom of the week, which I'm excited to hear yours because I've got two really good ones, I reckon.
All right, well, I'll kick it off. Mine was going to be the Brisbane weather at the moment, mate, but it's not because it's been 25 degrees up here since we've been back from Melbourne. It's like unbelievable weather. But it's a place down in Melbourne that I went to with Logs actually on game day this week. Mm-hmm. It's called Lamana and Sons in Cremorne. Mm-hmm. Have you been to that place before?
No.
Mate, some of the best sandwiches I've ever seen. Yep.
Really?
So I'm gonna if you're ever looking for a sandwich, mate, and you're floating around Richmond, Cremorne area, make sure you get down to this joint because it's sort of like a gourmet supermarket, but also it's got like elite sandwiches in there. So do yourself a favor. You can choose whatever you want. It's got a huge selection, but I'm going to say that's my Brooks Bloom of the week this week.
Do you have any, what'd you go with? Like a schnitzel? You would have gone with a schnitzel?
Yeah, there's schnitzel, there's like grilled chicken, there's heaps of different ones, mate. You got to just get down there.
So did you get a schnitzel?
Yeah.
Jeez, I know you well. I knew you'd get a schnitzel. Was there a vanilla slice in there? Because you probably would roll one of those as well.
I was going to get one for myself after the game, but there wasn't any there, mate.
I've never met anyone, to all our fans out there, I've never met anyone who loves a vanilla slice more than you. Really haven't. You love and you know how at the bakeries, if you guys, the ones watching on YouTube who are watching me, like the bakery vanilla slices are enormous. I could probably maybe have half of it and get sick of the sweetness. Joshy can smash the whole thing. He loves vanilla slices, which is always great.
So good.
Yeah, I know you love them. My Brooks Blooms. I wanted to give a huge shout out to, well, firstly, Travis Boak, because he's had a great career and he is someone I've always looked up to. Always looked up to Travis Boak. Someone I tried to, I wouldn't say emulate because we're different players, but I more mean the way that I used to hear that he looked after his body and treated himself to get to the age 37 and still play elite level footy. Someone I certainly looked up to and admired from afar, and I loved playing against him. I thought he was an underrated superstar for a long time. So Travis Boak, congratulations. He's my first Brooks Bloom, but my one for this week is Callum Ward. And reason being is he played an enormous part in, firstly, the foundation of the Giants and being an integral part of creating a culture that we see now at the GWS Giants. But he, is one of those players, the most selfless player you'll ever come across. I put him right up there with you. So you and him, probably the two most selfless players that I've ever played with. And he was thrust into a role at the age of 21 where he had probably 15, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds look up to him and idolize him because, when you come to a club, as you would know, when you went to the Bulldogs, you would have had, Matty Boyd and Dale Morris and these guys. We, largely had Callum Ward, and he instantly became a role model for everybody, and everyone looked up to him, and he was certainly someone that I idolized, and I wanted to, see the things that he did and how he went about it. And I certainly feel like it helped shape my early footy career, because he was someone you would look at who used to do all the things that you just want to do, and that's be, a great leader, courageous. You run both ways from a midfield perspective. Just be really professional in the way that he goes about it. So to see him retire this week, I watched all the tribute videos that have gone on the GWS Giants socials. I feel like I feel like you can sense in those videos how much of an impact he's had on so many people's lives up there at GWS. And I just want to give him as much love as possible, because he is a true, true superstar. And I wish him all the very best with everything.
Yeah, I love that, mate. I second all the words that you've just mentioned. I obviously haven't had the chance to play with him or get to know him as well as what you have, but I totally agree with Boki. Like, Boki's been one that I've looked at too from afar, and the way that he carries himself, and it's no surprise to, I feel like, anyone in the game why he's been able to reach the milestones and the games that he's played, because he's just been ultra professional. And all the little things off field that you see him do, and even Wardy to a degree, like, it's just incredible. So losing two superstars of the game, mate, unfortunately, but we wish him all the best in the future as well.
That we do. And as we always say, thank you to Brooks Blooms. She's doing an exciting little project at home for Kim and I.
Yes, I saw
the Ashgrove
this.
House,
yeah,
which we're both really excited about. So I cannot wait to see how that unfolds. But thank you again, as always, Brooke. We love you.
We sure do. All right, we'll move on to our second segment, which is our tab tip / same game multi of the week, which we actually got up on last week, Adsy. So
that was all you, mate. That was all you.
So this week we're going to go to the Missile Stakes, back to horse racing. We're going to try our luck again. I'm going to go with Robusto. I just feel like this horse is in some unbelievable form. I'm looking at the all-in odds at the moment, and it's gone from $5 to $6 back to $5. So I'm fairly sure the barrier draws today, so we'll know more later on. But the one that's doing the most work on the market's the Corniche. Is it Corniche? Come in from $15 to $8.
Yep. I think that's a Cummings.
Corniche
is a Cummings horse, yeah? Pretty sure.
Yeah, so that one's come in a lot. So it's going to be a cracking race, but I'll go on Robusto, which is $5 and $2 to place.
I'm excited. And it's a Group 2. I think it's a Group 2. So it's good, because we like these group races. Yes, it is right around the corner, which you and I have already spoken about yesterday. We're on the phone about racing, so I can't wait.
Thanks to Tab, as always, for their support, and make sure you gamble responsibly.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
All right, we'll now move on to this week's games. Let's have a bit of a review before we talk about next week. Anything that caught your eye?
Yeah, just getting a rehash, because I did see all the Sunday games. No, I mean, I feel like the game that everyone had all eyes on, which I think the statistics say it was the most watched game on freaking TV or something, was you guys against Collingwood. That was a great game. I mean, you could probably touch on it a little bit more, but my perspective was, it's an enormous win for you boys. I don't think many people would have backed yous, but Collingwood at home in front of a big, dominant Collingwood crowd, and you guys hadn't beaten Collingwood at home, I think, for a long time, actually. So it was a very good watch. I feel like it's one of those wins that can really ignite a finish to the year that you guys can finish. Because you got it, as I said a couple of weeks ago, before the Gold Coast game, your last 4 games are really tough on paper. So great win. It was awesome to watch. It was great to see, a guy that I have a lot of time for and have watched as a junior, and he's obviously with my manager, so our manager, Vivid, and that's Logan Morris. I feel like, from the get-go, I said to Timmy, and I reckon I said to you in the preseason, he's going to be a star. And, ever since he was given his opportunity, far out, he's just shone. And, all these people are starting to recognise how good he is, but, he's been good ever since he came into the side last year when he had Maccas before the game and played that NEFL game or whatever it was, VFL game. It was great to watch him dominate on the stage. I feel like you guys would be super pumped with how you went about it. So what's your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, everything you said is it felt like it was nice to be out there in front of, I think it was 82,000. And as you said, a lot of people watching on the screens. It's always like that, though. When you play against a big club in Collingwood, like the build-up, the the noise around the game is always massive. So for us to be able to respond the way that we did was important. I mean, Collingwood are one of the best teams in the comp this year, and we know that their best is the best potentially. So we had to be on our game, and we managed to feel like the first half was pretty even. Like we won the first quarter, they won the second quarter. The crowd got up and going, but our ability to sort of manage the momentum in that second quarter, and I think we kicked one late. So they got in front. We kicked one late in the second quarter to go up at halftime by a couple of points or whatever it was. That was really important for us. I feel like in the past we might have let a few more goals through or scores through that, would have put us on the back foot going into halftime. But the maturity of the group to be able to respond and then in the third quarter come out, and I think it was our highest pressure quarter. So that was promising and obviously played a big part of us obviously leading into the last quarter and playing the way that we did. So yeah, I mean, mate, it's a great win for us. Very, very important win that we needed to get. And as you touched on, like so many guys that played their role, like Logues obviously kicked 6, but the one knock on him, I gave it to him after the game, 0 tackles, mate. So he needs to build his pressure game back up. But yeah, he's a funny man, obviously a great kid, as you mentioned, and all the other boys too. Like I felt like everyone played their role on the night, which is what you aspire as a team week in, week out. And obviously it doesn't happen all the time because that's footy. But when you do get that even contribution, it helps go a long way into winning.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And the even contribution is a great point. And that's certainly what it looked like. You obviously had your challenges around the ball and they were a good side, but your mids really stood out, and it's going to be another challenge for you in the next 3 weeks without Lachie Neale for the next 3 weeks, which has obviously been ruled out with the regular the home and away season. So great game. It was a great game to watch. I really enjoyed it. There was times where I thought Collingwood were going to get the momentum here and come back, and for you guys to wrestle it back was awesome. So it's a good game to watch.
That is incredible, though. Lockie's done his quad in the first quarter of that game. And then he's had, I think, something like 13 or 14 kicks afterwards on that leg and been able to get through. And I feel sorry for him because he's probably sitting back thinking, like, I was able to get through the game and, play it out and play well, essentially, in the way the stats look. And, now he's out for a few weeks, which is unfortunate, but obviously hope to get him back as soon as possible. Yeah.
Well, he's had 20 contested and 12 clearances, so he was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's actually exciting because he's joined our NFL fantasy team. So there's a trio, which is really exciting for our fans out there that don't know. So that's super exciting. Anything else? Any other games?
Now, I wanted to ask you, did you watch, I think it was Friday night, Adelaide Hawks? Did you watch that game?
Yeah. Yep, I sure did.
Did you see Sam Berry's tackle on Will Day pretty early on? I'm fairly sure it was like second quarter, maybe first quarter, in the middle. So centre bounce goes up.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Berry,
free kick.
Will Day has 2 arms free.
Yeah.
And Sammy Berry, tackled him down to the ground.
Yeah.
But then he got a free kick for a sling against him. I was sitting there thinking, hang on, he's got 2 arms free. That should be holding the ball.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Did you think the same thing? I couldn't believe it.
Absolutely. Yep. Because the commentator said it. The commentator said arms are free. I think it's just the slinging motion, but I'm with you, mate. I couldn't believe it either.
Because that, to me, says he's got protection and that kind of thing. So it shouldn't be able to be a sling. But yeah, I was like, that was one thing that caught my eye, and I was sort of sitting there thinking, oh, geez, I thought that should be holding the ball because he could get rid of it and then he would stop the tackle. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Mate, as we continue to talk about this every week, the 2 most probably inconsistently adjudicated, if that's the wording, tackles are the sling tackles and the high tackles where the players get low and they make the tackle. I know Logan got a few on the weekend. Zach Bailey's the master of it, who getting free kicks for getting low. So, it frustrates fans as you can tell. That game actually I would probably put it top 3 for the year so far, Adelaide Hawthorn. That was a ripping game.
For the Hawks to come out in the first quarter and play the way they did, and then Adelaide to wrestle it back. I mean, one of their players is going to be in my Bloomin' Dunklaw Award votes shortly. But, I just felt like it was a good game to watch.
Yeah, well, there was only up until the last quarter, there was like, out of all the goals, there was only 3 kicked at the other end. So there was goals just going one end, and it was the left of the screen.
Landslide.
And and like I was sitting there, and there's a guy that in Adelaide, I want to mention him, who, as the season goes by, and this probably happens every year, you'll have a player that I'm talking about. So you'll have an individual player, Joshy, and I've got one who you watch them early on and you'll start to be a fan of theirs, and then you go and watch them and they end up being one of your favourite players. The Adelaide captain is one of my favourite players to watch in the league. I think he is like top 5. He's a superstar. What he can do in the air, on the ground, execute under fatigue, decision-making is as good as anybody in the league. And I don't know what his stats were. I've got the game here, but whatever it was, to me, he was head and shoulders the best player on the ground because of some of his impactful moments that he had. And he probably didn't necessarily have the 30 or the 35, and he's never like that. He's never been a midfielder like that. But what he does with the footy is unbelievable. So that game, in that game, he really stood out to me.
Yeah, someone asked me the other day, who do I think is the best player in the comp? It was actually at Laurie's training. I had Laurie's training this week with the schoolboys, and one of them asked me, who do I think the best player in the comp is? And I said Jordan Dawson because, mate, he is, as you just mentioned, he's, in my opinion, the best all-rounded player that plays the game today. Like, kicks goals, has 12 tackles, 20-odd touches, like contested possession, and uses it really well. Like, he's a complete player right now, and that's what every team is after. And, like a few years ago when he did get announced captain, it was almost like, geez, that's early, but they clearly saw what he's capable of, and the person that he is at the footy club must be highly respected too. So, I tagged him early this year and he was still able to stand up in big key moments as well. So, mate, I take my hat off to him. I really love the way he goes about it and couldn't agree more with what you said.
Yeah, me too. And he was captain in his first year. So he hadn't even played a game and they made him captain, which speaks volumes of him. The only other thing from the round was, did you see the Sydney game? Brodie Grundy needed one more touch for 40.
Oh, I didn't see this, but I heard about it, yeah.
Mate, that is, like, I've seen about bits and pieces of the game, but that is ridiculous, mate. He's almost had 40 as a ruckman.
Errol Goulden did an interview after the game. That's what I saw, and apparently he took one of his touches off him, and he was genuinely flat. He was genuinely flat that he'd, like, taken that touch because Brodie was like, he would have got 40, but yeah.
Oh, I messaged him after the game, Brodie, and I said, how dare you go out there and get 40? And then I seen it was 39. He's just laughed at me. But yeah, that was, in terms of a pure number, that was incredible to see a ruckman. But I think now with the trend of rucks, that's going to be the norm. That's just going to be norm where they get high possessions because there's a lot of grabbing the ball out of the ruck and just getting territory, like whether it's a handball or a kick or whatever. So, that's incredible.
Yep. All right. Well, let's move on to our Bloom and Dunklaw Award votes, Adsy. You got yours there?
Yeah, I do. So, I want to mention a couple. So, Rowell and Anderson, they another Rowley as well. He had an unbelievable game. Bonte's back to being one of the best in the comp. Wayne Miller, everyone just can't stop talking about him. These guys are very stiff to miss. Brodie as well. But my one is Jordan Dawson. I just thought he was awesome from what I said. My 2 goes to one of my teammates, and it's not Naughty or Das, even though they've been incredible. It's a guy who hasn't doesn't really get spoken about that much anymore, and he's an All-Australian, and that's Tim English. And I feel like he was awesome. He came up against a really good ruckman in Kieran Briggs, who we all know what he's capable of and his physicality around the ball. But Chile from the get-go was unreal. And what a week he's had, mind you. His beautiful partner, Rudy Ellis, is part of that Vixens team that won the final as well. So he's had a great week, Chile. And my 3 goes to Logan Morris, as I mentioned before. I just thought for him to stand up look at this lighting. For him to stand up the way that he did stand up was awesome. He was, unreal on Saturday night.
That lighting is making you look very white, mate, I must say.
Not the lighting, mate.
All right. The tan on you. Jesus, going the other way. I'll start with my 1. I agree with you. I think Timmy English had a great game, and he's one of the guys that doesn't, get all the recognition that he probably deserves, but he's arguably one of the best rucks in the comp. My 2 votes goes to Brodie Grundy, as you mentioned. Played one of the games for the ages as a ruckman. And my 3 is Jordan Dawson. I feel like he's just in a crucial game, crucial times, he just stands up, and I think he's deservingly of the he deserves the 3 votes this week. I think he might be close to being on top, or Brodie might be too. So look forward to Braydo letting us in on how that's tracking maybe towards the end.
I'll tell you what will be interesting come the end of the year as I try and adjust this sliding. The Brownlow medal. I feel like it's one of the most open Brownlow medals that we might see. But then again, who knows? But, mate, who would your pick be? 3 games to go. Who do you think's – give us 3 names.
Oh, I think Nick Dacos, definitely. Yep. I think one of either Rowell or Anderson will be up there. And then I would say Jordan Dawson as well.
Totally agree with you, but I think it's Anderson, not Rowell, because I think Anderson gets votes. He's like a proven vote getter. So it's going to be interesting. Okay. Jeez, that Brownlow is going to be very interesting come the end of the year. Moving on. We'll move on to the games. Round 22. Round 22. Jeez Louise. Great round of footy. So tomorrow night, this is an enormous game. This is massive for both teams. Hawthorn play Collingwood at the MCG. Who you got?
Oh, mate, this is going to be a cracking game. It's actually Steele's 350th, I'm fairly sure. Yep. So well done to Steelo on – I said it to him after the game last week. Congratulations. Like, a massive achievement. 350 games, mate. Like, it's insane. The way that he's still playing as well. We've pumped him up on here throughout the year. He's arguably in career best form at 350 games in. So well done to him. I feel like that'll get the Pies up and about. The Hawks will be a big challenge though, and I think this one's going to go down to the wire in my opinion, but I'll tip the Pies to get it done in his big milestone game.
Yep, I agree with you. I'm going the Pies. I think it'll be close. I think Will Day's a huge out. He was having a big half. He had a huge first quarter on the weekend, and that's so unfortunate for Will Day, who's a superstar of our comp. Wishing him all the best, but I think Collingwood, Friday night, GMHBA, Geelong versus Essendon.
Yeah, I'll go the Cats. They'll be heavy favourites in this one, and I think the way they're playing, they're sort of I don't know, they're playing in slots at the moment that we're not really a lot of people wouldn't have eyes on, but they're still playing the footy that everyone knows, and they'll be full of confidence heading into the back end of the year. So I'll tip them.
I'm with you. We're in Jeremy Cameron watch. He needs 25 more goals in the next 3 games for the regular season. So hopefully they keep feeding.
Hey, I told you last week that he might get it in the regular season.
25 goals in 3 games. What's that average? 8. He needs 8.5 basically.
Kick 12 this
Richmond, week. Imagine. Oh, they're looking for him. I know there's a couple of times on the weekend they genuinely look for him. Paddy Dangerfield in the first handballed one that was 20 metres out. The Saturday time slots. So we got 1:20 Richmond versus St Kilda, the MCG.
Yeah, I'll tip the Tigers. I reckon the Tigers might come out and have a bit of a showing here. They love the MCG, obviously their home ground, and the Saints are in good form. Did they win last week, the Saints? Yeah, they did. They beat North.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
So they've won 2 in a row, but I just think the Tigers might get this one.
Yeah. I think Saints. A guy in the Brownlow, mate, Wanganeen Miller. He could genuinely have polled 12 votes in the last 4 games. So he's another one. He's so good to watch, man. It looks like when he's playing, he's just having the time of his life, and he's at school and he's just running amok, running around everyone, just dominating. You know what I actually read, Josh? I read that he never – so in his last – I think it was in his last year of like junior footy, under 16s or it might have been under 18s, because he didn't play in any rep sides. He didn't get a club top 10 finish or whatever in the BNF. Got no like best and fairest votes or anything. I read it the other day, and I was like, what the heck? This guy's a superstar. Anyway.
Do you think he's going to stay or go?
I think he stays. Yeah, I think he stays.
You think he stays?
Yeah.
So do I. I just have this feeling that he's going to stay.
It'll be huge for the Saints because Yeah, he is a superstar, mate. And you know what? His best mate, Windhager, is a gun as well. Like they're really unearthing some guns. Um,
Mm.
Brisbane, Sydney, 4:15 at the Gabba. We'll touch on that. The next game is Carlton versus the Gold Coast at Marvel Stadium. Carlton were good on the weekend against Freo.
I watched that game. They started well. Unfortunately, couldn't finish the game off, but that's promising signs for them, and I'm sure they'll want to, get to Marvel this week and challenge Gold Coast, who, need to win this game to sort of continue to play or plot their sort of run at finals. So
Yep.
I'll tip the Suns because I think that they'll be too strong. But yeah,
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was close as well.
Me too. I think the Suns, they are a legitimate chance to make the top four. So if they win this, they will stay they'll be on the mark of top four. Plus they've got that extra game in hand. So which actually, when are they playing that extra game?
I got no idea.
And how are they going to do that? Yeah,
They'll
right.
play it
That's,
probably in the bye week of finals. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. The Adelaide Oval, Port Adelaide v Freo, Saturday night, 8:10. What are you thinking here?
Well, Rosie will probably be back for this game. I don't think he played last week.
No.
And Port will want to bounce back after Geelong.
Big game.
I think all signs
Big game.
point to Freo winning this game. But
Yep.
again, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a bit of an upset in Port. I'll take Freo, but I think Port will be pretty good as well.
Yeah, mate, I remember. Yeah, I think Freo as well, but I think Port will be up for it. They generally bounce back, and I think the announcement of Boki retiring gives them extra motivation. So I think Freo. And then the Sunday games. I don't know where that. Oh, Manica. How do you say that? Does yours say
Corroboree Group Oval.
Group Oval? Did you know that's what it was called?
No, I didn't.
Nah. Oh, we got the Giants and North on Sunday. What do you think?
I'll tip the Giants in this one. I think they'll be way too strong.
They need a win too.
For North, and they need a win. Yep, so they'll get that done there.
Then our game, and then Optus Stadium, West Coast, and your boys, the Adelaide Crows. Geez, what a challenge! First v last. Who are you thinking?
Yeah, I'll take the Crows. I think they'll be too strong. But yeah, again, I think West Coast will put up a good fight. The Harley Reid stuff, I sort of heard a little bit about him last night, which is interesting. That I think Liam Duggan, I saw, was talking about him on a radio or something, saying that he feels like he's going to stay, which would be massive for them too.
Hope he does. Yeah, I hope he does because I reckon that'll be huge for the Eagles, and he's a good player. He's a very good player. Our games, you guys play the Swans on Saturday, 4:15 p.m. Run us through your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, the ladder position of the Swans doesn't, I feel like, resemble how good they are as a team, and we've known that they've been so good for such a long period of time. So we're going into this game like it's a genuine top 8 battle, which would be massive for us. And last year we played them here at the Gabba, and it was an unbelievable game. We played them round 1 this year down at the SCG, and that was a good game too. So looking forward to this challenge. I think they'll bring a lot of energy, and they'll want to knock us off. So for us, it's going to be really important to stay present, stay in the moment, stay focused on the things that made us play well last week against the Pies and in weeks prior to that. So I feel like the lesson that we've learned against the Gold Coast Suns when we were disappointed there has held us in good stead so far. So we just got to continue to channel that and use that into this game against the Swans.
I do remember last year's game when I think you guys came late because they were up by a bit and you guys come home hard, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
I reckon they'll take a lot of confidence out of that. But you're right. It's a big game. And it's a big game for you boys. Obviously, they mathematically can still make the finals. But I think if any of the top 8 sides from the bottom half win, they can't. So they're going to have to be the finals wreckers if you want to call it. So they'll certainly be up for it. I feel like a bit of a rivalry between you and Sydney. So it's going to be a great game. What's your thinking around, like, how do you, someone like Lachie Neale, who is enormous for your midfield group, How do you replace someone? Oh, you probably can't replace someone like that, but how do you gain confidence that you can have someone in there that can contribute the way that, or to some degree, the way that he does?
Yeah, I mean, our midfield bat's pretty deep. You probably see the mainstays in there that are in there a lot, and Locke's one of those. Like, he's one of our most important players in our team, and majority of weeks he gets someone that goes to him. So he's there's a lot of selfless running and stuff like that in his game. But I mean, we've got the Ashcroft boys that love playing in there and have played in there their whole careers. Levi's one that's been out on the wing a little bit this year, so he may come into the midfield. Zach Bailey's another that can play midfield, and we've got a lot of other guys in the reserves. Yeah, Rayner, Dev Robinson, another one. Like, there's a lot of guys that can play that role for us. So, I mean, I'm not sure what way we're going to go yet because we haven't had our main session, which is tomorrow. But I'm sure whoever steps into that role is going to, give it their best shot and, hopefully fill the void. As you mentioned, it's hard to fill the void of a 2-time Brownlow medalist, but it's going to be a very exciting time for someone that's going to get some more midfield time.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good answer because for people listening, it's like now a good opportunity for others to really stand up in a side that's going to play finals, and hopefully it's top 4 for you boys. So for them to put their hand up and show that they're capable of playing in there, it's going to be good. So big good game. I'm keen to watch this one.
Yep. All right, let's move on to your one, which is Sunday against the D's. Just briefly touch on that, mate.
Yeah. So, these games, Melbourne obviously always get up for these ones. Way back to when I and you and I were playing together, and when I first got here, like, there was a bit of a rivalry. So it's a good game. I really enjoy these games. I think it's extra special for Melbourne this week, probably celebrating Simon Goodwin as one of their coaches, one of their great coaches they've had, and obviously took them to a premiership. So we know they're going to be up and about for that. You mentioned Sydney about being better than where they're positioned on the ladder. I think Melbourne 100% are better than where they're positioned on the ladder. And you probably look at a lot of their losses, they were probably either in front in those games or, within striking distance of winning the game. So, and their players, obviously quality across the group still, with some premiership players in there and just some A-graders. So it's going to be a huge game for us. And like I've been saying every week, these are must-win games for us because if we want to play finals, we've got to win. So it's a big game. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm actually looking right now at MCG and Marvel games. So every Marvel game that you've played in the last 3 years, you've won. The Doggies have won. Yep. But every MCG game, Melbourne have won.
Yep.
So it's obviously a big matchup this week for you guys because, finals on the line too. So I'm actually really keen to watch this one on Sunday, and it'll be a great battle.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it's a good exposure for the MCG because we don't get MCG games. So looking forward to it. But hopefully it's a good win for us.
Fingers crossed. All right. That's really it.
This week,
mate. I don't have a curly question, but do you have a would you rather?
This would be good, bro. I would love to hear Brado's answer. Would you rather be the boss of a failing company or an entry-level employee at a successful one?
What would I rather be?
So you're the head honcho. You're the head honcho of a company that's failing. So all the responsibilities on you, or you're at the very, very, very bottom of a successful company going up. What are you doing?
So are you coming into the one that's failing, or are you you being a part of the fail?
Actually, that's part of the question, I'll add that. So you're coming in to take over a failing one, or you're coming in to be the very bottom of the bottom in a successful one.
Depends on the past, I feel like. Like if you've already been at a successful one, like you can come into a one that's potentially on the decline and then help get it back up. I'll take that one.
So hang on. So you're the boss.
So I'll be the boss of one that's declining.
Yep.
And then try and help it get back up.
And you would get it back up. Braydo, give me a ripping answer. Give everyone a ripping answer.
Here we go.
I honestly haven't finished my coffee, so I'm right there. I'm teetering on the edge of a failing business right now. I'll tell you what, I've been in business for 4 or 5 years or whatever, 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. I wish every day I just worked at Coles stacking shelves. If I had known how hard this was, the problem is it's death by a million cuts. Every day something pops up just to cut you down, but it's not a big enough hurdle to collapse and give up. So you just get past that one, and I tell you what, the next day there's another hurdle. So taking on someone else's crap that they set up, and they've got this failing company, and they go, here you go, Braydo, here you go, you can fix this for us. I tell them to jam it. I'll go work at Coles.
Respectfully to everyone at Coles, we love you. We love buying.
I'm saying
groceries there.
that I would love to work at Coles. I don't know how someone could take offense to that. I'll do night shift. I'll do morning shift. I'll take anything. I'll work in the deli.
You do the Uber. You know when you can order off the online one, and you got to stack everyone's groceries and take it out to their car. Do that one.
Yeah. Well, I used to do that at Forever Fresh back in Echuca, but I would lecture some of the people working at Coles right now. This is a bit of a motivational speech. If you go to Coles every single day and you got to put up with all of those people, just know that it pales in comparison with all the shit that you have to put up with as a business owner. I'll tell you that much. No, there's no debt hanging over your head. There's no annoying clients like the Ads and Dunks show. It's just all smooth sailing.
Brado, I just looked at this question and I'm just purely thinking of you. All right, Brado, would you rather pause this time in your life or fast forward through it?
Mate, it's like it's paused every day. It's just, it's the same day every single day. It doesn't move forward. I'm living that reality. It's just, I'm here and it's just frozen in time. I wish it was just plowing ahead. It just doesn't move.
Oh, well,
Our
that's why
fans
we
are going
love
to be
you.
genuinely concerned for Braydo.
That's why we love
There's some genuine concern.
Well, the next question.
I did say I hadn't
One
finished
after
my
the other.
coffee. In 15 minutes, caffeine will hit the system and I'll go up to
You'll be right.
a solid 6 out of 10.
Well, the one after the other. No word of a lie. It's on here on my Would You Rathers. Would you rather always be stressed or sad?
Oh, give me sad. Give me sad every day of the week. I love sad. Sad's great. If you pair that with our one from last week, I'll cry every day. And that's a good life, I reckon. Stress kills you.
You'll be sad.
Stress kills you.
You'll be moving in pause mode. We won't be moving, and you'll be working at Coles. Well done.
Yeah, well, that's one time I went to an Asian grocer and I was telling her all my problems. And she just looked at me across the counter and she said, don't worry, each day, new day. And I was like, okay, I'll take that with me for the rest of my life. So I'll take each day, new day, take it one at a time, cry every day, be sad. Just don't be stressed because it's a killer. I reckon I'll be gone in the next 5 years if I keep stressing. So I'll take sad.
It's a great piece of advice. Well done, Brado. That's why you're a
Good
huge
life.
part of this Ads and Dunks show, and we love you.
We live and learn on this podcast. And the other thing, if it wasn't your business, and I mean, if it wasn't an inherited business and you started it from scratch and then it was failing, we don't lose, do we, fellas? We learn. There's no losing around
Exactly.
here. You learn from your mistakes and then you move forward.
Exactly.
Unless it was someone else's fault,
version of Brado's great.
you roll someone else under the bus. It was their fault. And then you move on to the next business.
Yep. Could not agree more. Blame someone else.
Or you chuck in your application at Coles. You stack apples on that shelf with a big beam and smile on your face.
All right. We need to wrap you up because your coffee is giving you some form of energy that I love, but we're going to be here for another hour.
It's delusional.
Righto. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We hope you like Brado's life advice there at the end. But yeah, we'll see you all again next week. Have a good week.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brooks Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brooks Bloom's 3-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.